New energy. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for new energy, new ideas, new leadership. I think energy is important for that building over there. Not just words, not just acronyms, but actual learning and knowledge. If you're a good football team, you win your home games, you split your road games, and you do better in your division. The Bears are 0-4 in their division. They're 0-7 at home. They're 0-7 on the road, I should say. They are 4-3 at home. They're 2-7 in their own conference. You can't have that. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for problems. How difficult is it going to be? The possibility of two teams finishing 14-3 in your division are very real, and it's very real that another team will finish 12-5, and that's what you're chasing. That's all very real, and it's staring you right in the face. That is what the NFC North is about. 3 teams are going to make the playoffs. I'll venture to guess 3 of the final 4 teams in the NFC will be NFC North teams. I'll venture to guess if they've got to play Tampa, if they've got to play Los Angeles, and one of them's going to get a bye, I'm going to venture to guess that not the Chicago Bears, but the NFC North will have 3 of 4 representatives in the final 4 in the divisional weekend of the NFC playoffs. So you've got to overcome a mountain, my friend. You've got to overcome a lot to be in a position to go ahead and make some noise in the NFC North. Idle words at a podium talking about taking the North and never giving them back are just idle words. They mean nothing. 3 years of evidence. That was all just jibber jabber. That was just talk, idle chit chat, rhetoric. None of that has come to fruition. It's unfortunate, but that's where the Bears find themselves. It's an insurmountable task if one sits and looks at it with the naked eye and asks themselves, how do we get ourselves better than the NFC North? You would think it was an impossibility. That's how difficult it's going to be. But it only comes with getting badasses. And you got to start getting those badasses on the offensive and defensive line. And when you get those guys starting to push people around, that's when good things start to happen for you.
Nobody was picking the Vikings to be this good.
Well, I had Minnesota where the Bears are.
Right.
I thought Minnesota was going to be the team that dropped off.
Most people thought that.
Right, and I thought the Bears were going to be able to climb. I had Detroit in first, Green Bay Packers in second, the Bears in third. And I had Detroit at 13-4. I picked the Green Bay Packers to be 13-4 to be 12-5, and the Chicago Bears to be 11-6 at the beginning of the season. That's what I had humming. That's what I had working. That's what my magic ball showed me before the NFL season started. And it looked like things were going to start to happen. The problem was Minnesota didn't fall off. And I'm like, oh, boy, it could still work out where the Chicago Bears are going to be able to be good enough to make the playoffs, and all 4 teams could have come from the NFC North. But no, the Hail Mary had to happen in Washington, D.C. Tyreek Stevenson had to lose the attention of what was at hand. And came in flying from the sides, tipping the ball to the receiver for the Washington Commanders. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And the whole house of cards, the Chicago Bears, came tumbling down. That's what happened. It's unfortunate. But that is exactly what happened. Is it insurmountable? No. Does it look insurmountable? Absolutely. How do you fix it? You got to get some badass mama jammas. That's what you got to do. You got to get some big fellas in here. Big, bad fellas with their ill-tempered big bad fellas. And you let them cook where they cook. You let them be in the room where they're going to be in the room. You don't bother them. You don't talk to them. You just let them be who they are. And then when you get together on Sundays, they'll be the one paving the way to success. That's what they'll be doing. They'll be the ones tormenting the quarterback. That's what they do. But you don't have that on this team. You don't have badass mamma jammas. They're not there.